Hello, my name is Alex Gomez and welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I'm going to show you how to sculpt a stylized hair in Zbrush. Kind of like a Marilyn Monroe style, super simple with a special brush that I have. So let's get to it, guys. Okay, guys, so this is how I approach the hair. So I have my character there. So I select the body. And what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna mask with the lasso where the hair is supposed to be. Kind of like mask it that way. And make sure that I turn perspective off. Okay, that sounds pretty good. I'm just gonna unmask this part a little bit, like that. Okay, so let's say that I'm happy with this result right here. Just gonna mask a little bit here. Perfect. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna extract. So let's extract. So you use your subtools, extract, and let's try 0.25. That's a lot. So I'm just gonna try 0.1. And let's try 0.05. And that's probably enough. Accept. Perfect. So once I accept this, I'm just gonna release the mask. Okay, and I'm gonna make sure I release the mask in my main model as well. Okay, so I don't kind of like extract by accident or something like that. Okay, so going back to my hair, something that I do here, I'm just kind of like I'm gonna smooth it out and try to kind of like fix it better here. You know, kind of like give it that nice shape. Okay, I'm gonna probably Dynamesh because I'm gonna kind of like get some of this stuff out. So let's see. I have this part good. Let's move this inside. That's good. And there you go. So this is kind of like the base of the hair. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm gonna actually Dynamesh this. So I'm gonna go to Geometry, Dynamesh, and I'm gonna Dynamesh. Resolution 124 is good. So let's Dynamesh this. It's good to go. It's ready. Perfect. So now I can start like I kind of like shaping that hair really nice of my character. So in order to do that, I have to start creating some volume. So to create some volume, I'm just gonna use the clay builder PCB. And there you go, the clay builder. But I have to make sure that my brush, so you can just go to brush or you can access it here, brush. My auto masking is set to back face mask, because when you're building stuff, you don't want stuff to kind of like get, you know, like if I build something here, sometimes kind of like it gets inside there, but I just put the auto mask. If you don't have the back face mask, look what happened. You see? So make sure when you do it like adding a lot of volume with thin surfaces, make sure that your brush have back face mask. Sorry. Okay, so first things first, I'm just going to hit X just to delete symmetry there, not to delete, to disable symmetry. And then gonna start adding some volume here in this side. Okay, let's get the solo here, something like that, and I can start Dynameshing and smooth it out. Just kind of like to build that volume on that side. Okay, kind of like giving like the shape of that hair there, and I start kind of like shaping it, like just blocking out pretty much. So I'll describe this process here, block out the hair. So I'm just kind of like doing the first part. Okay, so now I know that the hair kind of like comes right there. So sometimes it's like, I don't know if I kind of like, you know, like build all this volume and manipulate it like that. I can just go to subtool, I can append a new sphere. So I have a new sphere right here, and I'm just gonna move this all the way up. Boom. All the way up and right there. So let's move this part, and I'm going to use pretty much this tool here, bend curve. Okay, so I have the bend curve, but I can change the axis to it. So this is the resolution, This is the axis, so change the axis, then the resolution, probably like that. And I'm just going to start moving this guy like here. Kind of like trying to give that shape of her. So it's a really like quick block out that I do first. And with this one, you can scale this down a little bit and move it. Scale this down. This one scale for sure down. Let's move this on front. Like that. I love this tool when creating a hair like that, like blocking out stuff. I really like this tool here. Okay, and that goes something like that. Okay, so that's pretty good right there. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm gonna go to the gear icon and I'm gonna press the gear icon. I'm gonna accept the transformation there. So that's pretty nice there. Okay, so now that I have that part there, I can actually take these and these two and dynamesh them. So let's merge down, okay, and geometry dynamesh, and there you go. Let's go here, and I'm just gonna smooth it out a little bit right there. And I can even kind of like close this gap there with the inflate, so BIN. Let's inflate that and dynamesh, so I close that gap there. Okay. Something that I can do here too as well, so dynamesh and close that gap. Okay. Sometimes I don't like to leave those gaps there, but it just all depends on how you kind of like want to approach those things. I find like when you UV, you have like a really hard time if you need to UV those holes, I guess you can call it like that. So let's move this, let's move that out. Let's give like a more of a nice, organic shape like that. Okay, perfect. So now that I have that, I need another piece here, so I can just pretty much, like move this like that. And I can inflate as well here, just kind of like to keep it together. Okay, let's move this like this on this side, and I just want to, let's see what I can do here. Okay, just leave it like that and dynamesh. Okay, so kind of like you're kind of like blocking out that hair first and foremost, instead of kind of like give it like a nice flow, a nice organic shape. So now that we have kind of like the base right there, I can start adding like no details but more volume. So let's go with the CBC clay buildup, and we're just going to start building stuff here, kind of like where the hair goes. I know this is the hairline, so I'm building from here. Volume, and here I'm building volume like that. Here as well, and I can build some volume here, tiny bit like that, dynamesh, okay, and let's see, so I can just go like this, kind of like build this flow there, then you have this, and then you have another flow right here like that. Okay, so it's kind of like building that flow there, building that flow of the hair. And then I go like a really smooth it out, really soft. Here we go, perfect. So I'm just going to take this and push it out in, and then right there I'm going to push this out with a bigger stroke. So let's push this out a tiny bit there, so kind of like, and let's move this and adjust this area. So I just want to see this part of the hair right there, like this. Okay. So now we have kind of like a nice, nice loop right there. Okay, let's see like if I want to add a twirl kind of thing like that. I'm gonna press CBC, clay buildup, and kind of like add something like this. Like the hair comes like that from here, and I can add something like that, and then I can just kind of go like this. Right there. Okay, I can start like carving too, like taking some of the not geometry, but some carving, some like taking some volume, like something like that. And take some volume here as well, you know, some volume there, and add some here like that. Okay. Then I can do the same here. Dun, dun, dun. Let's bring this in more. Can I go more like this? Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So now that I have that side, I can just kind of like add, kind of like that flow of the strands, like this, like that, something like that. I keep following like this, and you can carve some. You can put some in on, carve there, put some. And this is how I got it, right there. Okay, it's perfect. Let's smooth this a little bit. Da, da, da. It's good. Okay, so I have that part there, so it's looking pretty nice. Now I'm gonna use my pinch brush. So with my pinch brush, I'm just gonna pinch right there. Perfect. And I'm gonna kind of like bring this area more like that. Okay. And let's use that pinch brush again. You can use the pinch brush for some parts, or you can use the damn standard PDS. Look, if you use the damn standard, it give you also like a really nice kind of like shapes there. Okay, you see how much this stretching? You can just Dynamesh and build a little bit more those nice lines there. Okay, so then you can do the same here as well. Kind of like build those kind of like lines for the kind of like strands per se. Something like that, Dynamesh. Something like that. Okay. Okay. And you can just go and kind of like play with that flow there. Like doing like a nice sketching there. Okay, so something like that, and I can bring this up like that. This it's kind of like following those lines that I created with my clay buildup. Okay, there you go. And I can use my pinch brush now as well. And let's smooth this out a tiny bit, and I can just pinch this, but in the opposite way. Okay, so let's pinch this a little bit like that. Okay, and let's pinch this one like that. Oh, that was a really bad stroke right there. Okay, let's pinch this one here. Go like that, and let's do up, pinch there. PDS, and I'm gonna get my lazy mouse radius a little bit stronger here. Go like that. Okay, Dynamesh that. Okay. So you're getting kind of like a really nice, kind of like hair, not detail, but a really nice, really nice flow. So that's one of the ideas, you know, when you're doing hair, kind of like getting a nice flow, so you can have like a really nice shape. So then it comes like a really fun part. And this part is when you add like strands. So for the strands, I use a brush that I just created, and it's gonna be for sale, like $5 down there in the description below. You can find the link. So for that brush, it's called Easy Hair Strands, and this is how I'm gonna use it. So I'm gonna take my first strand right here. So I'm just gonna draw something like that. There you go. Make sure that this goes. You can just change some of the settings here in the stroke. There is one that is snap. So let's see. Snap. I'm just gonna take the snap off. Okay. So pretty much this is pretty set up. So you see that it took the snap off. So now that is not, I'm manipulating this, but it's not snapping to the surface there, which is nice. So I have this, okay? So you're gonna see, you put your poly frame. This is just one piece. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take a poly frame, go to split on mask points, take my strand, gonna go to poly groups and auto groups. And look, now I have different auto groups. If I mask by poly groups in auto masking in my brush settings, like brush right there, auto masking mask by poly groups, put this 100%. Look, I'm gonna use the move brush, and I'm gonna get different strands like that, which is really nice. And you're kind of like working on some, you know, like kind of like creating that stylized head, and you don't want like to be like a very uniform everything, okay? So you can kind of like separate the strands, and kind of that's give like a really better shape to it. Something like that. Let's move this up like that, and this one is moved like that. Okay, now I'm gonna mask by poly groups 0, and I'm gonna fix a little bit this. Just gonna move it up. Let's pick like I find like working with hair, like it's better that you guys have like a bigger stroke, okay, when you're moving stuff. So let's see, bigger stroke, and right here I need to move this one like that. Okay, let's move this out, and look. Okay, now if you go like Control D a couple of times, that hair is gonna look super nice. Okay, so I'm just gonna right there, go back, so I get rid of my subdivisions, and just gonna subdivide everything after I have all my strands done. So that's one strand there. Then I can just let's keep masking by poly groups. I want to move these ones a little bit more. I like to work when I have the poly frame on, when I'm doing hair like that. Okay, so I have one strand, and let's do another one. So let's go back to your sub tool. I'm just gonna keep that one there, and let's go back to my easy hair strands, and let's do some strands here. I'm gonna start right there. Okay, and I'm gonna go. You see that once you kind of like hover until the end point of the strand, if you move down, there's gonna like a red line appear. So in that red line, just gonna continue with your curve. Okay, so there you go. A second, made a mistake right there. Delete the curve, and I shouldn't have. Okay, there you go. I have I hate when that happened. Layer, clear. Okay, there you go. Sometimes I like a shortcut, annoying shortcut. Okay, so I have the other strand there. Let's move this inside, move this out. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is going to be split on mask points. And now that I have on mask points, what I'm doing is have this one. Yeah, perfect. I'm gonna go to polygroups and I'm gonna auto groups all of them. And now look, I have different auto groups for that one. And I wasn't selecting the right one, so let's do the auto groups again. Polygroups, auto groups, right there. So now that I have the auto group, I can just move it really, really easy. Let's move it to the tool, like that. Let me show that, you know, that you have like a nice strands like that, you know. So I really, really like this brush that I created. Like, it's super easy to create like a really nice, you know, make sure that you're selecting it properly. That one, yeah, really nice stylized hair. Perfect. Okay, and let's move these ones. Mask by polygon 0, like that. Let's move this like that. Okay, and I can even go mask by polygroups 100, and I can probably like put this one here. It's gonna like keep it a little bit random like that. Okay, there you go. So you have that. Look, go through it a couple of times and look how nice it looks now. So this is pretty much how I handle the hair. Now with that similar brush, I have another one that is, let's put this one so it looks nicer. Okay, so I have a different brush. It's the same one, but I have another option that is just a single strand. Okay, so with a single strand, I can just go like here. Let's delete that. Also, I like to put my stroke here. Point, so I can just delete the curves if I need to. Let's move this first. Let's fix this one first, and let's move this like that, so I can see it right here coming out like that. Perfect. Okay. So now, what I can do is get my strand, and I'm gonna use the single one, and let's go with my base hair, and let's take that single strand there. I can take another single strand from here, and I can just keep following this like that. Okay, I can have another one following here. Okay, let's move this, let's keep it up like that. That's a little bit too big there, but let's see. Kind of like wanted to go like this, but no, let's do something different there. Let's keep it up this way like that and go all the way down. Okay, and you can move it here as well. Okay, you can have another strand coming from here. That one looks weird. Let's go like that. Can we go separate ways? Let's move this up. Let's move this one here. Okay, and let's move one that right there. And you can complete that strand there, and I can just push it outside a little bit more. Nope. Okay, something like that. Okay, so there you go. I know kind of it looks a little bit like 80s, but that's good. So something that I can do here, I can just go and press W, click on the base hair, and let's split mask points. I have my mask points there. Go Control D a couple of times. Let's move this part of the strands here, like that. Let's move this out, something like that. Just keep moving this way. This one up. Then this. Then. I'm kind of like trying to make like a really nice flow, you know, like that's something that is really cool about stylized hair. It's kind of like having a really nice, awesome flow. Okay, and there you go. This is one part there, and you can add more strands here as well with the same single one. So let's add another one that goes all the way here like this. Nope. Pick your strand first, single one, and something like that. Okay, and those little details, it just adds so much to your model for sure, which is really nice. Okay, I can delete the curve right there, and I can just manipulate it a little bit with the move brush. There, here. So this is pretty good. And let's do the same split on mask parts. And there you go, and I can just control it a couple of times and look. So you have really nice hair right there. And let's see, I can just merge down, okay, merge down, always okay. I can just merge all of these ones here, merge down, and look. Okay, right there you have a really nice hair that you can just start playing around with it. You can just auto groups everything as well. Once you merge everything, auto groups, and look, you can move by polygroup stuff still if you want to keep controlling those strands or what not. No, and like even like some variation there, you know. That will make like a huge difference in your characters in the look, like having like a really nice head, I bet, you know. But this takes time, but this is one of the tools. This is the approach. For me, like doing the hair, it takes way longer than this, but this is, I think, a good tutorial for you guys to get into creating your own stylized hair for stylized characters. So this is it for today. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, follow me on Instagram as well, GomezArt3D, and have an amazing day. So take care and see you next time.